Hello. Ooh.
An intro
Hello,
so good you
everybody.
almost had it twice.
What's that?
An intro so good you almost had it twice.
You're sounding very muffled, but that might be my speaker here. Good morning, everybody. Oh, what have I done? All right, hang on. Let me put myself over here. Hello. All right, we're doing something a bit different this morning. I'm going to do some digital inking on some new comics that I'm working on, Astro Kitty comics that have been written by my friend Kelty. Hopefully, we'll get her on the show soon. I haven't talked to her about that, but she's like penciled some layouts. They're sort of more than thumbnails, but they're still quite like a little bit of adjustment I want to do to the drawings. So I've decided to do them digitally because I did the first page. I did the first page manually. It was fine, but then I ended up sort of changing quite a few things when I scanned it in. And now I've just decided I think I'm just going to ink them digitally because they're coming out a bit cleaner and I can sort of erase and figure things out as I go along. And actually, I'll just sort of stick to her layouts a little better because she's done a lot of things that I really like. So,
how many years did I tell you?
The
entire time we were on this show.
Well, if you say so.
Yeah.
It's more that if I'd drawn them pencilly, but I don't want to go through the whole trouble of like re-penciling the whole thing. So there's some new characters. Okay, I'm going to start right in here with some characters. And
so you were given these pencils and you've scanned them in. They're now a layer in Photoshop, which you've changed the color to red, and now you're inking over it.
Yes, correct.
You're not doing any tight roughs. You're just diving straight into inks.
Well, I mean, there's the layout that she's given me, which I think they're good, and they're kind of funny, and they're quite simple. But I guess I'm sort of keeping a lot of that. But then things like some of the characterizations, I feel like I need to work on them a little bit.
Okay.
So I shall just be making that up as I go, which does require a bit of concentration on my part. This character, okay, this is a new character that's like a hummingbird.
Okay. Can you tell us about the characters on your new comic here?
Well, this is a hummingbird character called Sheer. Sheer is apparently a Hebrew word for a songbird. But okay, so here's the thing, like Astro Kitty band was called the Urfspace 5, but it was like a little joke to myself that there was only 3 of them in there. Or there could be other members who would sort of come and go. But Kelty had some ideas about like adding other characters, and I was looking through her sketchbook because she had sort of idea about sort of 5 girl energy she was talking about. She was saying like if you're 5 girls, you could get away with anything, more or less, which I like. So like she understood like all these things about that, which I don't really, being not a girl is a bit hard for me to really. I was a bit like, okay, I'm not really sure. I've sort of created these characters. I'm not really sure why I'm doing them. I've got this sort of cartoon band, and she sort of came to me and she had all these sort of ideas. So I was like, okay, let's give it a go. And she sent me this sort of 5-page story, which I really like.
She came to you where? At Fan Expo?
Well, I met her at Art Battle, but she just sort of came to me online sort of thing.
Was she an art battler?
Yeah, she's an art battler. She was on doing Art Battle, I think the first time I went when Greg was doing it.
Okay.
And she was wearing cat ears at that time. So I was a bit like, oh, look. I'm not sure how far along I was with Astro Kitty at that point.
So why don't you explain to everyone what Astro Kitty and who Astro Kitty is?
Okay, so Astro Kitty is a character I came up with from like, okay, I've been doing all these sort of model drawings, as you may or may not be aware. Hang on, it's really difficult to talk about.
And what's a model drawing? A model.
Inking's a way higher concentration job. It's very hard to talk, I think. Astro Kitty is a character that I came up with as a way to sort of like, okay, I was sort of doing all these model drawings, but I'm like, okay, how do I sort of make it my own and make it more than just sort of drawing of a photograph or whatever? And then she just sort of popped into my head one morning, and I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of a way. And she's got this she's sort of got black and white spots in that. You know, I like doing spotty people. I think in the future everyone will be spotty. It's a bit like that Star Trek episode where half their face is black and the other half is white, and the people with the left half face are against the people with the right half face.
Okay, for those of you,
kind of spot over her eye like a black and white cat.
Okay, so you're talking about "Let This Be Your Last Battlefield."
I think it's like one of the sort of like the second to last episode of the third season.
Okay.
I don't remember the title of it.
Okay, we have nerds that might be watching, so you have to like show your nerd knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, let me put this in the main screen here. Anyway, so that is part of it. But then at the same time, I was sort of working on the album and putting the album together. Again, I have to sort of check the timelines. I'm not sure which I was doing first, but Isaac was working. I think I sort of came up with Astro Kitty and I did all that first. But Isaac was working on the album.
Here we go. Here's an image for people who are wondering what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, here we go. And yes, well, I think in the future that also seems a little unlikely to occur naturally. But Isaac was working on this and on the album, and like he sort of had the idea. I sort of thought, oh, what about doing a cartoon band? And then he sort of came to me before I said anything to him. What about doing a cartoon band? So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're definitely doing a cartoon band now. And then at some point with that idea of doing the cartoon band, I realized that Astro Kitty was the lead singer of the cartoon band.
Okay.
And then obviously Space Jam was in it. I sort of had the idea. And okay, so these are characters that sort of come about. Like one of the first Urfspace I did was like Space is Not for Pussies was a space cat, which wasn't exactly Astro Kitty because she wasn't black and white yet. But I realized that is a sort of version of Astro Kitty.
Okay, so in essence, you're heavily influenced by the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons like Josie and the Pussycats in Outer Space.
Sure. Did they do Josie and the Pussycats in Outer Space? I
I
don't remember seeing that one. But all right.
I remember. At one point or another, Hanna-Barbera had practically all their cartoon characters in some sort of rock band.
Yeah. Well, I definitely remember Josie and the Pussycats, and we didn't get to see enough of that. We had more Captain Caveman, and we had, obviously Huckleberry Hound and Yogi Bear, Scooby Doo.
Here we go.
Oh my God! Wow! Calling Dr. Freud.
Huh?
Calling Dr. Freud.
Oh yeah, okay. So just okay. They did.
Wait, what? Calling Dr. Freud? What are you saying?
Oh man, you were
where do you see that?
Charles, you were.
He's talking about the spaceship.
I mean,
okay. Are you familiar with the Sigmund Freud stages of psychosexual development? The spaceship's a big wiener, Charles.
Don't all spaceships look like big wieners? Isn't that like the whole thing? It's like it's a giant wiener like going into the egg, aka the moon or another planet. Like that's the whole Earth sperm even.
Yeah, all science fiction is driven by sex. It's just all sex stories. Star Wars is the worst of them.
Well, if you prescribe the theories of Robert California, then all life is inspired by sex. Well, it sounds like you might be prescribing to.
All right, here's one on the cover of 21st Century Tank Girl, which is
well, that's just like obvious.
It's even more obvious. But obviously, Tank Girl is by Jamie Hewlett, the creator of the Gorillas.
I mean, there's a lot of pretty crude stuff in Tank Girl, right?
Yes. I mean, it's a more adult sort of cartoon, but that I thought that was particularly crude, really. But whatever. Anyway, the Gorillas, Tank Girl leads to the Gorillas, Josie and the Pussycats. Yeah, sure. I guess I want to create my own version of Josie and the Pussycat, or the Spice Girls, whatever. Anyway, yes, because she was calling them the Space Girls.
But there's no actual cat girls in Josie and the Pussycats.
No, yeah, they just wear cat ears, or whatever. So anyway, this is not exactly the point. The point is that
the show is a point.
Hang on, make that a bit smaller. The point is that I had so I made my own cartoon band, and I had Astro Kitty, and I had okay, I'm now lost you guys. So I'm very confused about working on the computer here. And I had Space Gen was in the band, obviously, and okay, I can't see all the things I need to see at the same time. Space Jam was in the band, and then Henrietta Quinn, and I'm not sure where. Okay, Henrietta Quinn came when I was sort of actually drawing the album cover, and I sort of drew like an alien who looks a little bit like the Cantina band in Star Wars, but I made her enough difference to be legally be a different thing.
Well, I want to ask right now, you're inking in Photoshop?
Yes.
Is that just a standard round brush, or does that brush have any line variation at all?
Yeah, no, it has some line variation. These are brushes that, I've been using Photoshop for a long time. I tweak the brushes out the way I like them.
Okay.
The way I like them may not be the way somebody else likes them. That just comes from using them a lot and tweaking them the way that I want to use them. So anyway, wait, you're distracting me from the story that I'm trying to tell here.
Gee.
So, yeah, see, look, there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing here that's not in the original sketch. So I'm doing more than just inking the sketch. I'm really sort of adding a layer on the drawing.
Now, when you're done with that inking, are you going to go back in and thicken any of the lines for emphasis?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just sort of drawing, but I don't know, maybe not. It just depends. I don't want to overdo it. I think, Kelty's got quite nice sort of simple lines that I like, and so I want to preserve a lot of that too.
Okay.
So anyway, so look, so then Kelsey, I'm looking through her sketchbook. She had like a hummingbird girl, and I was like, oh yeah, I've done bird girls, dancing bird girls, and stuff like that. So that's good. And she's like, well, I can do one of your bird girls. I was like, no, do the hummingbird girl. She said that was sort of based on herself, but she also identifies a lot with Astro Kitty, and so that's good. And then then she was looking through the book, and then she really liked Orkra and wanted to put Orkra in the band too to make it up 5. So I really love that idea as well. So yeah, so here's Orkra also in the band.
So you're talking about the multi-tentacled being.
No, Orkra is the Orc girl.
Okay.
Again, if you've been following my work, you'll know I do Orc girl quite well. Currently, my most popular
fake fan. If you don't know Orkra, you're not a real fan.
Yes, she's actually my most popular post on TikTok with currently 50,000 views.
Okay, Charles.
But that's because I used AI, and most of the people are complaining that I used AI.
Charles, I helped you guys get tacos and burritos last night. I'm not a fake fan.
Oh, thank you, Dale.
I didn't pay for it, but I schlepped them.
That's very kind of you. All right.
Yeah. By the way, what he schlepped was 4 bags of tortilla chips.
I'm old. I'm old and weak. I had to walk up a hill.
Well, let the record show that he did, in fact, walk up a hill.
A very slight hill.
It's still a hill. Effing San Francisco. Yeah, so those of you who don't realize the show is coming from the hills of San Francisco and the flats of San Jose.
Oh, the hills.
San Jose is quite flat.
Oh my goodness, that I don't know. I don't know if anybody was watching The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime, but oh my god, they had an absolute high note with the song "The Hills of Tanchico," and then probably cancelled the series like a couple of episodes later. I mean, what the hell? I mean, it was absolutely peaking. I mean, okay, maybe quit while you're ahead or something, but I mean, really, I mean, now, okay, there's a slight problem here with Henrietta Quinn in that she said she wanted to base these characters off her friends, her flatmates, and her flatmate slightly objected to the fact that Henrietta Quinn had no hair. And so she did. She asked me, "Can Henrietta Quinn wear a wig?" And I said yes. But I've since decided I don't really want to draw Henrietta Quinn with hair. So I don't know. I had Henrietta Quinn's wig come flying off here, and it's on the floor there. And I don't think I'm going to bother drawing. I don't know. I could draw. I'm not sure about that. I might change. I might put it back.
You know, you should make the wig a character. It should be a sentient wig.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, actually, yeah. What if it's like a symbiote, like type of thing? That it's like her species has like some sort of symbiotic connection with another species.
Living
that's
wigs.
what her hair is.
Yes. All right. All right. I guess
so. It will basically mean that there are going to be many situations where you can choose to not draw her with hair, and it can also be a literary device.
Well,
or the wig,
sort of tentacly sort of things. Actually, that makes
sense.
The wig could be like her sonic screwdriver that she uses to like get out of.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, I think the wig should be like the weird little like cartoon character that each team of heroes needs to have.
Yes. All right. Well, that actually sounds good. So I guess I'll draw the wig.
The question is, are you going to give it eyes or something?
I'm not yet. I think we'll address it in a story at some point. I'll suggest this to Kelsey. Since Kelsey's my new writer.
You say I was brainstorming with some very intellectual people.
Yeah, we're starting off just doing one issue, but you know, and then I think we'll do like a Kickstarter for it and make it like a single issue comic. If it does well, then we'll go on and do a few more. Yeah, actually, I kind of like it with the wig now. All right, now I know it's a living being. I definitely prefer it.
Yeah, because you can when she takes it off and it's on the floor, you can give it a little voice balloon where it's cursing.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
And it also just helps explain why there's lots of other pictures of Henrietta Quinn without hair.
Yeah, like sometimes it sort of goes on, takes a break, or it's objecting to something. Okay, right here. Yeah, now it makes more sense to me. It's like a little squiddy thing. It'll just say some little alien bird.
Oh, does she in her hair? Does she have a bow? Because you could put a bow on it.
Nah, that's too much.
I haven't done. Yeah, I think I'm keeping it a little vague at this point. All right, so you know, people, if you've been paying attention now, you know about the story of her hair.
Maybe that'll be like a character arc. Like
the
hair will want
its own character arc. Yeah.
The hair is gonna like want some kind of its own what's the word? Way of like fashion
story arc,
or like the hair is gonna want accessories of its own, and then it's gonna get a bow tie.
It needs its own motivation.
Yes. So this all sounds good. Good stuff. Yeah, there we go. This is why I do this show with you guys. And actually, I'm kind of happy with this. Like, I'm liking the style that I'm sort of somewhere between my Insta girls and a nice sort of simple cartoon drawing. And I'll just show you the sketch here. Let's turn off the ink art, and you can see the sketch. So yeah, and I put a layer on to screen it back to draw it. Which so yeah, this is what I'm getting from Kelsey. I'll turn off the text in balloon. So she's sort of writing out. I ruled actually. Well, I kind of rejiggered it because she did it a little too short and squat. So I rejiggered it a bit to fit more on a comic page since we now decided we're doing it on a comic book.
What? You re-whatted it?
I rejiggered it.
Ah, okay. All right. Just making sure I heard that correctly.
Well, or you rejig and you rejigger. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually I ruled those lines on there because I was thinking of hand inking it, but after I did the first page hand inking, I'm like, nah, I want to do it digitally. And yeah, so there's a lot there that I want to sort of develop in inking, but there's sort of things that I really like a lot. I like the general pacing, the general layout, this general story. I like the way that she's gone sort of quite cartoony in sort of certain things. And how she's sort of set up. So I want to sort of keep as much of that as possible. While also making sure I'm doing it in my own particular idiom.
Yes.
All right.
Idiom.
My idiom.
Yes. Idiom.
As in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. When John Cleese, famous gorilla suit actor, is going along with his faithful Concorde. Ooh, see, I should have made that brush a bit bigger for this. Okay, all right. We've got to be a bit consistent about the characters here because Space Jam was wearing earrings before. Oh wait, she also has Space Jam in the corner here.
Well, do you think you should draw a model sheet?
I guess it's hard to say because yes, but I also want them to be able to change outfits quite a lot. Because part of that Ash Kitty and those drawings is like, clothes drawings, so we want to, and Kelsey also was like the clothes aspect.
Yes, this does sound very girly.
Well, yeah, but like I said, I mean, I didn't really know how to write all that stuff that well, and I didn't really know what I was doing next with it. I sort of wanted to do some comics, but I'm like, oh, I don't really know how to do these, and so, she came along and has an idea, and so we will see how it goes.
Yes, we will.
But yeah, I think she's not done comics before at all, though. So given that, I think she's doing a great job with the layouts. And she was like, "Oh, I could just script it," but I thought, since now I've seen her pencils, I'm like, "No, I think I want you to keep doing it like pencils."
Well, I think it's a good thing for you to work a little more simple. What was our guest's name? Was it Stan Yan?
Yes.
Who was doing that?
Eugenia Wang.
Yeah, Eugenia Wang. I think that's where you should be going. That young adult market. Those books are hot.
Yeah, he's doing very well with those. I think he got like some awards or something.
So you need to start doing that. Lots of children's, young adult. That's it. It's the young adult market. You did the adult market. You did the children's market. Now you need the young adult market. That's where the money is.
Well, like Iggy Pop says, like you shouldn't be doing it for the money. It's like these things. Like he's like he said, most of what he does, he works unpaid, and most of what I do, I work unpaid. I mean, it's the only way to be an artist. Like you're creating a living, breathing thing.
Charles, tell your dad.
If you do it for the money, you'll just create corporate slop.
Yeah.
I was telling you, Dale, he just wants to do his own thing, which is fine.
My main motivation for being an artist.
It's not fun.
Dale, my main motivation for being an artist is to do something better than all the crap that's already out there. And the reason why it's all crap is because it's all done for corporations.
Okay. Remember when you were excited and you went to the Scholes Museum and you got the tour by Jeannie Scholes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't as excited as you would have been, though.
Sell out.
No.
You can still make a mark on the world and do corporate.
I'm only interested in being discovered by our robot descendants in the far future. Anyway, I'm too old to get successful now at this point. So,
yes, we've all become too used to genteel failure. Well, actually, you haven't failed. You're actually a successful cartoonist.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like years ago, I was sort of doing all this sort of children's book stuff for my agent. I was like, oh, it'd be nice to be working for Marvel Comics and making lots of money. But then I looked up what they were making and I realized I was making more than them. So I'm like, okay.
Well.
But all right, I understand if you become like a super successful, but there's billions of people in the world, so the chances of you becoming super successful are very remote.
No.
And as soon as you do, then people start complaining. It's like the one my TikTok video of Orc Girl, and that's the one that I got the most views on. But all the comments I get are complaints.
Why would they complain about you?
Well, about AI.
Because I use AI. I mean, I animate it with AI.
Oh, okay.
Why are you feeding your art to AI?
Yeah, you shouldn't be using AI.
I'm just playing it. It's just a tool. Like I might as well tell. Like these comments are coming from people who are literally doing like anime crap or like using photography and all this stuff. Photography is the real illustration job killer. Like think of all the chemicals and crap that's being used for photographs. I mean,
Charles, you do realize that we've pretty much switched over to digital. The chemicals aren't.
Oh, digital is completely free. All these computers processing all these photographs, that doesn't have any damage on the environment.
Yes, of course it does. Damn it, I forgot how to draw a hat. All right, well, that's as close as I'm going to get. So I heard that you went to the San Francisco Fan Expo. What did you think of it?
Yeah, well, thank you for asking. Again, I'm not sure. Hang on, I've got all these problems to think about. Like, I'm not really sure how to draw Henrietta Queen's head from a front-on view here.
You need to make some 3D maquettes, like Richard Corbin used to do.
Did he? All right. I mean, like, I'm not very good at 3D modeling, so I don't think that would help. And I don't know, Dale, all your techniques, they just like, I spend all day doing that, and then I wouldn't get any actual comics drawn. So I just don't, to me, it's more important just to get the page done.
All right. Fine.
Just do your best. Just do it.
Fine.
You can spend all day faffing around trying to find the exact right pen or the exact right software.
Fapping.
It doesn't matter. You just use whatever's in the tools you have on hand. I mean, if you like 3D modeling and you're good at that, then do that, sure.
Well, delegate it. Have someone make them for you. I overheard that someone in the Wieland household is learning 3D modeling. Charles?
Well, I would learning 3D modeling is maybe a bit of a stretch. It's maybe more like learning how to add like a base onto a miniature if I need to.
Yeah. Just remember that's how it starts.
Yes. Well, if that's how it starts, I guess I've started.
Okay.
All right.
You can make
Are you deciding if Henrietta Quinn has teeth?
You can make a lot of money on that, Charles, because there's going to be guys asking.
Teeth?
I think
I feel like I haven't seen her teeth before. I think she usually mouth is like always closed.
There's going to be guys asking you if you can make the breasts bigger on their D figure.
I don't know. I'm a bit confused. These eyes, she's sort of done them like that, but I
think that makes sense. They're supposed to be like worried, right?
Yeah, but
or is that like too cartoony? I don't know.
It's always too expressive for Henrietta Quinn. I don't know. Yeah, this one's a tricky one. I'm going to try some different things because normally I would want to do her eyes like this. That looks angry. Okay, wait. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do what she did. Maybe a little rounder.
So, what did you think of the Fan Expo just as a convention? Because you've been to lots of conventions.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I didn't go around and do all the things. I didn't even really go downstairs this time very much.
Okay.
I went around the artist alley. It's a good artist alley. There's some good artists there. I mean, there's just a lot of people doing a lot of anime stuff and like little tchotchkes and things. A few people doing cool comics and stuff. Dave Law, he's a great guy. He's doing his cool stuff. Dope Cat, Andrew Lipson with his space debris comics. He's a good guy. So there's some cool folks there for sure.
Charles, what did you think of it?
Sorry, I'm not. Sorry, it's really hard for me to think and draw. Lots of cool people with that. Neurocase with Heavy Meadow. We like him.
Yes, well, it's always cool to see the artists we know and see that they're doing good and got new things going on. But in my opinion, it was not as good as the last year. Like on the first floor, I felt like there was a lot of like it's all the staples that are kind of just back every year, and there's some cool stuff at those ones, but I feel like there weren't a lot of like creative, interesting booths that you don't just see every time, which I feel like there were the last few years. And then in Artist Alley, I definitely noticed there was like a lack of like there was specifically one time at Pan Expo, I bought this like interesting original comic about this. It was like a very silly premise, but it sounded fun. It was like this Japanese schoolgirl who is like being taught like martial arts by her dad, and she apparently is like connected to the spirit world, and like, you know, she kind of all thinks it's stupid, and she's like, I just want to be a normal girl. I don't understand why I have to like be training martial arts all the time. And then one day in class, she gets like attacked by this panda. Just like out of nowhere, like this humanoid panda, and basically, like this panda is like linked to the spirit that she's linked to, and they're just like in this constant like spirit martial arts war. It was very interesting, lots of, you know, original cool writing, and I was like looking forward to going back and like seeing if they had any new issues and like buying new stuff, and they just like weren't there at all. And I noticed that there were not a lot of like, there were a lot of original artists that were like kind of doing their own thing, that did not return. So that was a little bit sad.
Yeah, and a lot of
like
people...
I was just gonna say, like, talking to other exhibitors, like there's definitely, I think, a feeling that they're really just like leaning into all the like, you know, autographs and sort of just Funko Pops and, you know, the stuff that generates the most income, which is like, yeah, obviously from a business decision it makes sense, but it doesn't really leave a good feeling.
Well, yeah, it's like fan art basically. So yeah, everything there is sort of fan art. And okay, I guess it makes sense. It's a fan expo, so sure, I get it. People are like there to see fan stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's a private event. You know, they get to choose what they want to do with it, but it's just a little sad that they're choosing to like.
Yeah, people. I mean, they're spending their money on celebrity autographs, and you know, fan stuff. You know, so just things that they're already familiar with, I suppose.
All right, can I tell the most egregious story of that? So I had a friend. He was really like into Avatar: The Last Airbender growing up, like the TV show, which I'm now currently watching. Because of this experience, because there's like a good part of it and a bad part of it. So the person who plays Uncle Iroh, which is like a pretty important big character on that show, or like the voice actor for him, he was there in like full cosplay, and that was very cool. And my friend like wanted to get you know, a print signed from him. So I was like, that's cool. So we waited in line for a bit to do that. And while we were waiting in line, the booth next to us was the voice actress for Asajj Ventress from the Clone Wars, which is, you know, that's a pretty cool character, I guess. There weren't like a ton of people lined up in her line. But she actually wasn't there for like the first 15 minutes we were in line. And then she showed up. And then pretty much right when she showed up, this guy with like this huge like cart full of stuff like pulls up, and he's got about 10 Funko Pops and like 4 other Asajj Ventress toys that he's going to for each of those he has to pay, I think, like $30 to $50 for a signature. Then he's gonna get all of those signed. And I'm just like, there's literally no way that you are the hugest fan of Asajj Ventress and you need all 14 of these items signed. Like, you are just going to resell these for as much money as you possibly can. And I had to just sit there and watch him silently stand there as this voice actress signed all 14 of those items. And it was just a very like soulless interaction. You know, they both knew that there was no fan going on there. That was just a guy looking to make some money. And that was just like, this is sad and cringe.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you. I'll just counter argue it though and say, you know, okay, so conventions are about business, you know, so okay, he's doing some business, she's doing some business, she's making some money. I mean, you know, he knows how to sell those things and get the more money for them. She's charging what she's charging for an autograph. You know, it's a cold business transaction. You're correct.
Yeah.
All right. That's
fine. Like whatever, it is what it is. But I'm still gonna comment on like, I don't think that's ideal.
No, I mean, yeah, and he's spending all that money on that where you could have bought 2 Astro Kitty books for the same price, and you know those would be worth far more in the future. But you know, most people are too dim.
Then he would have to make it to the future.
You'd have to survive. You'd have to survive for 10,000 years.
So. But yeah, then after that though, once we got to the front of the line, you know, we got to meet and talk to this guy, Greg. Oh God, what's his last name? Just
there we go.
Who plays Uncle? Greg Baldwin.
No relation. He's not one of the Baldwin family. We just
no. He's not part of the Baldwin family. And he was a very cool guy. And yeah, had a good chat. And, you know, that was like, okay, this is like a real fan moment. Like, it was just very obvious the like distinction of like, you know, cold business transaction versus like actual cool fan interaction.
Yeah. Okay. Well, c'est la vie.
And you know that whole experience made me be like, I kind of want to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I've been doing, and yeah, it's pretty dang good for a kids show.
All right.
All I'm gonna say is I don't think they're making kids shows like that these days.
Well, okay. Well, yeah. So I mean, I didn't feel like my sales were that great. I felt like they were down on last year. I decided I didn't really like being on an end cap. I slightly felt that last year. I don't know. I mean, it might be better if I had a bigger backsplash or something. I guess I probably don't have the presence for being on the end cap, so I might go back to having 2 tables in Artist Alley or something. I haven't really decided. I didn't sign up again right away for next year. But I'll probably do it next year. I mean, I would have made my money back on a single Artist Alley table maybe, and I don't know if I got more. I don't think I got any more sales just because I was on a bigger end cap. In fact, I felt like people sort of rushing by, and I'd see people going down the side aisles. Maybe this is just the grass is always greener. I feel like people would sort of drift down the side aisles, going up and down and looking at things. Like in the middle there, they're sort of kind of charging through all the time and not really stopping. And I think, well, the people that stopped were going to stop wherever I was. I mean, then certain people came out, and cool people and people who are like definitely interested in looking for something different. So I don't really know about that. Maybe there's just not that many cool people there. Just cosplayers are not customers.
Charles and I talked about this. We think that you're not wearing a silly enough hat.
Well, I know I did actually take that hat that you gave me, the Muppet hat. That's in the
but you need a hat from your Pewfell characters.
Yeah, I used to have a Pewfell hat, but it fell apart, and I don't have it anymore.
Well, we'll have to make another one.
I did have a real live Astro Kitty there for a bit on Sunday, and I don't know. She might have helped with sales because she moved my cutouts around and put them like right in front of the booth, which probably did help actually.
Okay.
So yeah, she's a useful person.
Everyone's useful, except me.
Well, you're just cute.
I am cute.
Wait, I'm going to back these a bit more. Lettering. I hate doing lettering. Well, every time I do any lettering, all I can hear is Nate Pykos telling me off.
Are you doing live lettering, or are you going to use a font?
I've used a font, but then certain things like this I need to use the actual lettering. Look, it's very hard to be concentrate when I'm being harangued and told off and questioned.
That's
who is haranguing and telling you off?
Me. He's complaining about me. I'm the one can we have a show tomorrow?
Don't question me, as Patsy would say. Question me. Space gnomes.
Yeah. This is the second fan expo I've been to, and yes. I didn't see anyone. I didn't go up to the autograph room because I didn't want to see Henry Winkler. That would have made me feel really old.
You didn't take your Fonzie poster then?
No, I didn't take my Fonzie poster. But I think I didn't see anyone making huge amounts of money. The previous year, when the guy was selling Pokemon skulls that he 3D printed, I mean, that booth was deep with people just throwing money at him. But I didn't really see anyone the day I was there just making huge amounts of money.
Yeah, well, let's say that we're living in Trump's America where nobody's got any money, first of all. Second of all, yeah, I don't know what the turnout was, but it didn't feel... There were moments where it felt like a little crowded there on Artist Alley, but it never really got bad, that good. I mean, as it turned out, Sunday ended up being my best day, but that was mostly because a guy came back who was a friend of a friend who bought Pufel books last year, and then he bought some original art, and he made me very happy because he really liked Ugly Erica, and Ugly Erica is one of my favorite prints. But I think most people are terrified of Ugly Erica, but he really likes Ugly Erica, so he wanted to print. And then he bought an original Astro Kitty piece as well. So I was like, that's the kind of people I want coming to my booth. So that was a repeat customer. So that's good.
Well, I got asked about doing freelance spot illustration.
Okay, I did a commission for Dave Strom, Super Holly. He's a reliable person. He always wants to. He's sort of gradually. He's working on this Super Holly book that's taking him about 1,000 years to That's okay. It's basically going to be a completely illustrated book by the time you finish. He gets everybody to do one little illustration every time.
Was that the guy who I met?
Oh yeah, you met him. Yes. He said your work was like Sergio Aragonés.
Yes.
That made you happy.
Well, it did make me happy. But then I realized, but I'm not doing anything.
Yes, and then it made you depressed. I know that's the trouble. Somebody comes along and says, "Oh, you're so brilliant," and then you're like, "Oh, wait, why the fucking way?"
Yeah. But there were some cool people there. I mean, some of the usual suspects that you see every year. But it's a weird show because it tries to attract everyone, and it's very mercenary.
Well, that's what I've liked about it in the past, is it is quite a broad show with different people, but I felt like some of the broadest, I just think it was like so much for people to get in.
Yeah,
their money's, they're going because they want to see the celebrities, and they're going because it's a fan show and not a comic show. They're there because they want to sort of celebrate their fandom, and that's what it's all about. That's spending money on corporate properties that have already been established. So unless I'm going to go and just do like fan art, which that is what Sam wants me to be doing. You know, you're right. I should be sitting here every morning and drawing superhero characters. But I don't know. Those are the ones that I'm least happy with when I do them. Like I did Supergirl a while back. Wasn't really happy with that one. Elektra, Daredevil. I wasn't that happy with it. I don't know. I just don't really like. They don't come out as well for me. It's not really what my specialty is. I'm quite happy with this one.
Well, my suggestion was either you have like some kind of draw for those people, or you just don't do it, because it's like it kind of seems like that's what they're leaning into. So if you don't want to be a part of that, then you don't want to be a part of that.
I don't want to be a part of it. No, I want some other mugs to be drawing my characters in the future, which is a much harder goal. It's like infinitely hard.
Yeah,
they'll be desperately trying to make money by milking off of my teats. You know, but some artists are quite happy doing that. Like the guys next to me doing their anime prints and stuff. They said they and his magic cards, which I guess he's doing some original content there. You know, they made their money back on the first day, on the first night. They said, or nearly. Yeah.
Well, I went, and thanks to you, and I found that there were more comic book sellers than the previous year.
Okay.
So there were comics there. I mean, it was just, I don't know if any of these guys had stores, because I don't necessarily recognize the names. So it might be just guys who go to the shows with their long boxes.
Yeah.
But, you know, there were more comic than I expected. And
okay.
There was a lot of lightsaber sellers, man.
Yeah, everyone's got to have a bloody lightsaber.
Yeah, I guess. And the interesting thing was they all seemed to be selling the same product.
I'm having real problems with character consistency because I don't think I put Space Jam's neck thing on that she's drawn her.
Yeah, continuity. You got to work on the continuity.
It's hard, man. It's so hard.
Yeah, that's why.
That's right. That's again working digitally. I can sort of go back and do all that stuff at the end.
That's why I asked if you had a model sheet.
All right, but then I'd still have to be looking at the model sheet all the time. I mean, I've got the first one that I did up here, which got stuff, but
okay.
Yeah, I think also that Kelty, you know, because she's not done a lot of comics, she's not really bothering about it too much. She's just doing whatever comes to mind, and you know, she doesn't have to because she's just writing. So writing and laying out. She's given me a lot to go on, so that's good. But yeah, she's sort of done Space Jam with earrings sometimes and not other times.
Have all of their accessories be living things.
Yeah, well, that's very much the case in Urfspace universe. That most things are sort of biomechanoid robots.
Yeah, so
that's the future. Is going to be biomechanoids.
Yeah, that. The wig is alive. Their earrings are alive. There's a lot of story ideas in that.
Yeah. You see, like, yeah, she's got, there's things, there's earrings, but there's also these hair bits that she's got. Okay, that's really complicating it now. Wait, I forgot. Wait, that's probably more important than the earrings. I do the hair bits first, which she did them sometimes, but not every time. See, this is why if I'm finding, like, definitely I need to sort of be digitally inking, because there's stuff like that I've got to be fixing all the time.
Yeah, when I was talking to a number of people at the show, I would ask them, you know, what software they used or what tools they used to create their artwork. And a number of them are switching over to Clip Studio Paint.
And you're not on any commission from Clip Studio Paint?
No, I wish.
Did they say why? Is it just because Adobe is embracing AI?
No, it's just a lot of. If you go to the Zine Fest, you hear a lot of the cartoonists at the San Francisco Zine Fest say, "Oh, I'm working on my iPad and I'm working in Procreate." But Clip Studio Paint is really doing a media blitz on social media. So they hear about the software, and Procreate has limits, especially in terms of ergonomics on the iPad. It's the same problem that ZBrush for iPad has, which is they create this graphic user interface, which is really dumbed down, and it actually interferes with productivity. Clip Studio Paint has the ability to really customize the graphic user interface. So that has advantages. I have nothing against Procreate, but I need the ergonomics. I want the ergonomics. I want to be able to put buttons and icons where I want them. And that's a problem with a lot of iPad applications, are that they just have terrible user interfaces, and they're not customizable.
I really like what Kelty did here with the flapping arms and stuff like that. There's things she does like that are quite cartoony and funny. And I'm like, okay, that's good. She's got good instincts if she's not done cartoons before.
She's a natural.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. Working digitally, you can rough it while you're inking it.
Yeah. There's just a little bit more I can do with the drawing, and I can erase it and do it, Otherwise, I'd have to sort of do a whole nother layer of pencil, which would be a lot more time consuming. Now, but you got me thinking yesterday, because you said about, am I going to do it as a daily strip or whatever? And I hadn't really, because I'm just thinking about it as a comic book. I hadn't really even thought about it, putting it as a web thing. But yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's something I can do.
That's because we were talking about Phil Foglio and Girl Genius.
Yeah.
Because are you selling a comic book, or are you selling the graphic story and then using the printed piece to monetize it later?
Well, I'm thinking, for whatever reason, I'm very much thinking of this as a comic book.
Okay. How legible would it be on Facebook?
I think it's going to be quite legible because, she's done it with, it's quite large type and everything. So I think it's going to be quite legible. I mean, look, you can see it here. That seems reasonably legible.
If we only had someone who wasn't a Gen Xer here that we could talk to about how they would like to read something like this. Charles, do you know anyone who might be younger than us?
No.
Thank you. How do you
apart from himself, you mean?
Yeah, Charles, how do you consume comics typically? Are you looking at stuff online on the web every day, or are you
usually I've read comics online.
Okay. How often do you buy them on paper?
sparsely.
You've bought some though over the years, but usually when in graphic novel format, which it will be. I mean, 4 issues is a graphic novel, so
yeah. I mean, I also have some like magazine comic, but I think it's definitely more often than not I'm reading because I'm subscribed to Marvel Unlimited, which is like $2 a month, and you basically
are
get,
you
like,
okay? That's good. All right, so they're getting your money.
yeah, I mean it's $2 a month, and you like basically get the entire Marvel catalog. It's kind of crazy.
Wow,
good.
I never knew that existed.
Yeah, Marvel Unlimited. It's its own app. Pretty cool. I haven't read them in a while, but I started out reading the Spider-Woman comics, which are like the original ones, which are pretty crazy.
Was that because they showed like Spider-Woman in the skin-tight outfit, or was it the stories?
It was mostly just because I didn't know anything about Spider-Woman, and I was kind of interested.
I don't know anything about Spider-Woman. Tell us about Spider-Woman.
Well, she can glide. She spits out, or not spits, but like she has like ranged attacks. Using they call it venom, which is really interesting because I think it was before venom existed. But I guess it makes sense because it's a spider. And what else? I mean, it's been so long. What is freaking?
Is she a villain or a superhero?
She's a superhero. Jessica Drew. There's been a few Spider-Womans, but that was the original one.
Okay. Is she somehow related to Spider-Man?
No.
Okay.
And she became an Avenger.
And she was an Avenger. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the. I saw more Star Wars at. I saw a number of Marvel related things you could buy. Like there were some some cartoonists who worked for Marvel in the artist alley. There were people doing obviously copyright violation posters that you could buy. There was someone downstairs selling these amazing but very expensive statues of superheroes.
Well, it's not a copyright violation if you make them in quantities of less than 125 or 125 or less.
Okay, yeah, it was copyright violation.
No, you can legally do 125 or less.
125 less than what?
Like copies, prints.
Oh.
It's a homage.
But I'm not
seems like
sure,
a silly rule.
Well, yeah, I think that's like a California rule, but it's so that people can make prints at shows and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you're not mass producing them. It's not considered mass produced.
I see. I see, said the blind man.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really know. I mean, yeah, if you're going to go into that, what we used to call print mining, I guess.
There's a term for it.
That's what everyone does. And they build up these great towers of like prints that go up, like pushing the 10-foot height limit to its ultimate maximum. I'm sure some of the things were more than 10 feet high, but
what I always find amusing at the shows are the people who sell coffee and tea.
There's always that one guy selling freaking tea. He's been at the Fan Expo for the past however long we've been going. I guess he makes his money.
One amuses me because they sell these awesome coffee spoons.
Yeah, the person selling coffee.
Yeah. I think it was actually called Coffin Brand Coffee.
Yeah.
Caffeine. That's what it is. And it's like supposed to be coffin, but caffeine.
Yeah, Kelty bought some of that. I mean, yeah, I was like, okay. But yeah, it's good to be the one person selling hot dogs, I guess.
Oh.
Well, the other thing I saw was there was some, it wasn't like a booth, but I don't know if it was part of the event or something, but someone was selling basically these like protectors for, the prints that people were getting signed. And I mean,
Yeah, they
that's
were
just
right.
literally like, that's selling pickaxes at the gold rush. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and somebody came up and asked me about if I had anything like that. I was like, no, but there's somebody right at the front, like a pretty large booth that was quite unmissable.
I remember last time they were
fairly miserable. I didn't see a smile on their face anytime I walked past them. They always look miserable.
Yeah. They do always look miserable.
Who looks miserable?
The person selling those print folders.
Well, when you're doing something like that, you're just there for the money. Now, one of the nice things about having...
It seems like a really stupid place to be just for the money, to be honest. I mean, you should go into banking if you were interested in money.
There's money in all this stuff. Like, for example, I'm going to be going after the show to the San Jose Super Toy Show at the Santa Clara County Fairgrounds today, run by our friends Joe and Sharon and Lou at Time Tunnel Toys on Meridian Avenue in San Jose.
You getting paid to say that?
They are my friends.
Okay.
And also, the San Jose Super Toy Show really is a lot of fun.
All right. Is there money in it?
Actually,
I know that money moves around, but do you actually make money, or do you just sort of make even or run at a small loss?
It depends on what you're selling.
If you're selling gold bars or options and derivatives, you can make some money.
Well, we talked about this. I mean, it could all be a big money laundering scheme, but
yeah, isn't that how comics started, as a money laundering scheme for the mafia?
Is it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Sounds like you know a bit about it.
No, comic books actually started as a marketing tool for comic strips. They would.
Yes. Okay. Somebody had the idea. Gaines Senior had the idea of packaging the comic strips in the newspapers into comic books, but the business quickly grew because gangsters were using it. Making these crummy comics to, as a good money laundering scheme.
Okay.
All right. I'm not very happy with this character.
Nothing wrong with money laundering.
Are you sure about that?
People don't want to handle dirty money. I forget which hotel it was up in San Francisco. I don't know if it was the Mark Hopkins, but they would actually wash the coins because it was dirty money was making the gloves of the women at the hotel dirty. And so it was a service that they offered, that if they gave you coins, the coins were clean.
You sure are a mine of useless information.
Dude, you live in San Francisco. You should know this stuff.
Should I?
Yes.
Crucial information.
I got to plug in my computer in. I was surprised that Sour Cherry was there. They had a booth downstairs.
Oh, she said she gets a free table because the first year they did it, they sort of reached out to all the comic shops and they got free tables. And she said that she feels like the other comic shops just kind of gave up on this idea, but she sort of keeps doing I don't know, some marketing for the show for them or something, and she gets a free table.
But if you guys haven't been to Sour Cherry Comics in San Francisco, I would add that to your trip to Valencia Street. Definitely go there if you're going to make the effort to go to Silver Sprocket and Mission Comics. I was really surprised how nice a shop that was.
Yeah. Why were you surprised? Because they were hosting me.
Well, that was one reason, but the other reason was it's not on my radar. I usually like to think that I'm up to date about stuff like that, and I'm not.
There's another one down in West Portal as well. I mean to check out something Jet Comics, Silver Jet or Visible Jet or something like that.
Well,
EasyJet.
No, not EasyJet.
Jet 2 Holidays. Wait, you're British. Maybe you know this. I'm going to play this sound clip, and then you can tell me if this sounds like something you know.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
That sounds like...
That sound clip became a meme. So do you know what that is?
It certainly sounds like a typical British ad. I mean, the advertising there, like most things, has gone completely downhill.
It was so... Last time I visited, the biggest complaints Mike had about Britain at the time was that their advertisings were obnoxious and annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think that about the advertising here. I don't know if it's just you get what you get used to, but I certainly find British advertising much more obnoxious and annoying now.
Like the one that he was just constantly like, "Oh my god, not this fucking ad." I literally forget what the product was even for, but all I remember was that it had this very obnoxious, loud CGI animated donkey, just like, you know, braying and hee-hawing into the freaking camera, and it's like, it was so obnoxious and annoying that it literally, like, I forgot what the product was. So, like, it wasn't even good advertising. Like, it was literally just
no,
stupid.
But you remember the ad.
Yeah, but I don't remember the product, so I'm never gonna buy it.
You think that you will eventually.
Yeah, you're probably buying it every day without even knowing it.
I'm gonna see if I can, if I even look up annoying British donkey ad.
You probably get all this political stuff.
Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, there's some Listerine ad.
Listerine?
I think so.
Listerine.
Well, okay, you
Sensational
do
breakfast entertainment sponsored by Listerine.
Yeah, we do use Listerine in this house every day.
No.
There you go. It was still a stupid ad. I think pretty much equivocally brain rot.
Yeah.
Should I share my screen so you see what I've been doing?
Yes. Let's see Dale's progress.
Fine.
You're drawing a legally distinct gremlin.
It's a space gnome. So it's a sort of mix. I don't know if she did them like the Gremlins. I made them look a little more like Gremlins. But I think that's the idea. They're Gremlins.
Hey, that looks like Sergio Aragonés.
Bite me.
Oh yeah, that's very detailed. What is the caption?
There isn't going to be one. I'm just
Christ,
drawing.
what an asshole.
Yeah, Christ, what an asshole.
All right, they're like Three Musket Cats. Somebody's riding on a pig. There's a beautiful woman carrying a pot on her head. Can cats join the patriarchy too?
I'm just drawing.
That's my caption.
You get to draw. I get to draw too. Now if I can just figure out how to stop sharing.
It's like D'Artagnan arriving, cats D'Artagnan.
I feel like I noticed you like to draw animals that aren't horses with saddles.
Yes. It's a perversion of mine. Also, I'm scared of horses. Horses are addictive. You want to stay away from horses.
They're addictive.
Oh my God, yes. You don't. Okay, you are a San Francisco kid, not a country kid, so you probably don't know how addictive horses are. I'm not joking.
Can't say I do.
Yeah, girls and horses. If you get horse fever, you never want to marry a girl who has horse fever.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, they won't want to marry you either because they're only interested in their horses anyway. And according to Jilly Cooper, they will have their first orgasm riding a horse.
It's just horses are an insanely expensive thing to be into. And if you have a horse, if you're interested in horses, eventually you want a horse farm. And there's real estate agents who specialize in selling horse farms that the owners can no longer afford, often because of divorce. So just remember, stay away from girls who like horses.
Yeah.
And guys, guys get horse fever too.
Now I'm thinking of the woman in red with Gene Wilder, where she goes horse riding at Golden Gate Park, so he has to have a go at that.
Yeah, you don't want to stay away from horses, man. I mean, they're lovely animals. I've met a horse. I've met horses before, but it's not like owning a cat. You can't just like put a box out for the horse and ignore the horse. I mean, horses are high maintenance. They're like...
we got best viewers at streamboo.com. I'm going to block this guy.
Okay.
We need that.
That's the only comment we've got. So look, Tina's checking. Like, you guys look at the comments. Look, Tina, true story. Chuck isn't the guy who's going to case us what the market wants, because then he's not creating the art he's passionate about.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, she was just reiterating what you said.
I mean, I do commission work that pays the bills.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I do like my
You're his son!
For Beehive.
It's not like he shows me or tells me.
I'm doing the French Canadians again. I'm doing matcha and jazz, talking animals for the French Canadian school market, like French Canadian school children all growing up.
Oh, you just mean like commission, as in like doing work for other companies?
Yeah, somebody else is.
I think I when I think of commission, I usually think of like, you have some page open that like some social media that says like commissions open, and you're like doing commissions for people.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just like you're getting work as a freelance artist from legitimate businesses. I would call that commission.
Commissions from just like Joe Public. No, they never want to pay you enough, and they're always complaining. No.
Wait, I could hire you to do a commission?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
no.
see, that's the thing. Yeah, no, you don't do commissions. You get hired by legitimate businesses as a freelance artist. That's
Well,
not
you probably
doing a
can.
commission.
I would probably do something for you if you asked me, but only because
That's probably only because he knows you're kind of reasonable.
Yeah, you're a friend, and I would more or less be okay with that. But if you ask me, I mean, I do things. Yeah, friends ask me to do stuff all the time. But like, usually it's can you draw a picture of my boss who's retiring, or can you draw my family? My entire family. I mean, I did a couple of years back. I don't know. Yeah, those are the ones I did. I'm happy.
How much would you charge for me to commission you to? What would I commission you for? Ooh, I would commission you to draw the players in my D&D party. I've already done that a couple times. I want to see what it would look like.
You should be doing. You should be doing D&D.
No, I tried that years ago. No, it sucks. I don't want to be doing that.
Okay.
Oh wait, it sucks. Tell me, why does it suck?
Just because it's like people don't want to pay you enough, and it's a bunch of work, and you've got to do this, and that's wrong. And I don't know. No, I don't like doing all that stuff.
So you're saying I couldn't commission you for that?
Well, how much are you offering?
Probably not enough, based on how much it sounds like you don't want to do it.
Yeah, no. If you ask me what I want to charge, I want to charge more than you can afford.
Yeah,
but, I'll say like, what do you want to pay? Okay, will I do it for that? Okay, yeah, I guess I'll do it.
But you don't have like you brought me into this world against my consent, and now I'm stuck here. Rate?
No, your chance was to bail out while you're in the womb. You say that's it. I'm not joining you. But you came, so now you're here.
Well, if you remember, I actually fought pretty hard.
Try not to come out. Yeah, all right. Well, you're here now, so it's too late.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just try and keep drawing them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. You just keep practicing, and you'll get good enough. I mean, yeah, I used to like to draw my own D&D characters.
I mean, isn't that literally what Pewfell is?
Yeah.
Yeah, why aren't you doing gaming cons?
I'm actively looking into it, but the thing is, they don't have very large vendor booths. It's not like they have great big artist alleys.
You don't need a big vendor booth or artist alley.
No, I know. That's like, yeah, okay, but then I'm going to do Gen Con this year. Hopefully,
you need a tall one. You need a tall booth.
Yeah, but they don't have a lot of vendors at these things. And
I know, which is why they're
already locked in year after year. Now I'm making attempts to get into some of these shows. I've been waitlisted for GaryCon. I'm on the list for Gen Con. I may get in there. I don't know. But if I don't get Gen Con, I can probably go and be at the Goodman Games booth.
Yes.
Like Goodman Games have that whole area of themselves in the Lucas Oil Stadium, and some of the artists do go and sort of have a table there. So I think I can go and do that. I've learned, but yeah, I mean, I've applied into some of the local ones again, but it's they have it's not like an art con where there's a whole bunch of tables full of artists.
Well, you should be going there anyway.
Oh God, it's like also with you two, I'm just always having to justify and explain myself constantly. This is why I can't stand it. Just let me make my art.
Well, what are you doing right now? Like you complain, but it always seems to be that you are just making your.
You don't understand, Charles. Complaining is part of the cartooning artistic process.
Oh yeah, he probably wouldn't be as good. He wasn't able to complain so much. You're right.
Yeah.
Never mind. I do like what you've got going on in this comic, though.
Right, there's some stuff that needs to be worked out here with this character with her legs. I don't quite understand it. Yeah, I definitely need to do model sheets of some of these characters, but sometimes the only way to really do it is just to draw them multiple times, and then then you realize what you're doing. I mean, you look at any comic, like the first kind of issues, the characters are not like a little cruder. They don't really understand them yet.
Yeah,
you make a model sheet. After you've been drawing them for a while and you actually know what they look like, it's easier.
Yeah, but also remember you're drawing some more symbolic, less realistic characters.
Yeah, they can change a bit and then do sort of anime things where they're like more simple in one panel or something.
Now, when I brought up Richard Corbin before, he's more into anatomical realism, so he did have to make maquettes of these characters.
But his characters look totally unrealistic.
Yes, but they had more detail, and he tried to be more realistic than you are.
Rubbish. I mean, well, possibly.
You know I'm right.
Well, if you or anybody watching the show wants to make me some maquettes, that sounds good.
Well, that's what you have yourself.
I could spend weeks making a crummy-looking maquette. It's not going to improve the way I draw or anything.
It could.
That's my feeling. But maybe you're right.
Oh, I'm always right.
No, yeah, you're right. All right. But I don't even know what they look like yet. So I don't know how I can make a maquette something I don't know what it looks like.
Well, just spend some time in your sketchbook.
And with cartoon characters, they can look very, very different from one way to another. It's like Mickey Mouse. You can't really make a maquette of Mickey Mouse because his ears are always perfectly circular, whichever angle you look at him from.
Yeah.
But as soon as you make a maquette, then they're not anymore. Hey, so what about that?
What about what?
About that?
What am I talking about?
Mickey Mouse's ears.
Yeah.
Let's see, okay, she's lost her hat here. See, this is the trouble. She's a bit inconsistent about this stuff, all right. But I don't want to force her for it because that's fine. But I don't. Okay, that hat doesn't look. I don't. And she's given her this weird hat that looked cool in one picture, but now I don't really know how to draw it anymore. And also, she had earrings at one point. They've disappeared.
How does Sergio do that with just a freaking fountain pen? I'm drawing this in Clip Studio Paint, and I'm thinking, how the hell does Sergio Aragones do this stuff so fearlessly with just a fountain pen? And I know the answer because he told me, which is just, he practices constantly.
Yeah, do it all day, every day.
Yeah.
You spend too much time going around shops and trying to find the perfect pen.
Hey, that's what
retirement's all about. Already, you just have to use it.
That's what retirement's all about, babe.
I mean, it's like when you're a kid, like you don't have any choice, do you? When you get your musical instrument, they sort of go along. You're getting a violin or you're getting a tuba, or the flute, and then you learn that, and then you make your instrument, your music on that.
Well, I always thought that kind of stuff for children was a form of child abuse, because
that's the only way you get any good.
If everyone
just spoil the child,
if everyone looked at the money, they would just buy their kid an electric guitar. Anyone who buys their kid a trumpet or a trombone or a cello, that's just child abuse.
Well, you'd probably buy them an iPad with Procreate, I suppose, or Studio Paint.
I don't buy anyone anything.
Yeah, you do. You always buy people things.
I just give them the cash. I just go, here, go buy something, ruin your life.
Ruin your life.
Yeah. Spend some money on something that will get you in trouble. This stupid pencil keeps running out of juice.
Yeah, exactly. Now, a regular pencil that you can buy for a few cents at your local store will not run out of juice. Well, I mean, it will, but you just buy another one.
It doesn't have an undo function. I am a slave to the undo.
Well, all right. I mean, yeah, I can't complain because I'm using an undo too today, but the point is, you don't need an undo.
You always need an undo.
Lots and lots of practice. In fact, an undo makes you less good because actually sometimes like you're better off just using the mark that you had. Even if it was wrong, but then you make another mark that makes it right. Each mark is balanced against another mark. So if you're always undoing and erasing, you'll end up is with something that's completely bland and with nothing interesting about it.
I am bland and uninteresting.
No, but you don't want your work to be. As an artist, that's fine. Your personality doesn't matter. You can be as bland and uninteresting as you like. What matters is your work. And that will be interesting because you didn't erase it and undo it all the time.
What matters is lunch.
It'll be mostly show.
I'm hungry.
It'll be mostly show. Have D&D.
This stupid show.
Wait, what's he talking about?
I overheard D&D.
We didn't do it last week.
Don't you have like a D&D game this weekend, like on Saturday?
Yeah.
How come I never get invited to it?
You're invited.
Yeah, that sounded enthusiastic.
I don't think you want to come. I've invited you.
I've never played D&D before. Maybe I should learn how to play D&D.
Well, we've got some new players at the moment. But I don't know. We got Lexi from across the roads joined us, and she's being quite into it.
I don't know. I'm a little worried. Doesn't that lead to
satanic panic?
Yeah, Satanism and the reefer, and I don't want to get hooked on reefer.
There's no reefer at our D&D games.
I thought that was in the rule book.
Nonsense. D&D people are very square.
Well, considering that they're all aging, yeah.
They're not all potheads. I don't know where you're getting this idea from.
What, the D&D players are potheads?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's every goddamn D&D player I've ever met.
What? Not my group.
Ugh.
Oh, now Cartoon Art Museum this afternoon. We'll be
that's right. You gotta go draw SpongeBob.
SpongeBob SquarePants, yes.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Are you familiar with the character?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the most popular characters ever created. So I've got a passing familiarity. I'm not like a crazy SpongeBob expert or anything, but I mean, I've seen enough episodes. I used to enjoy it a lot when he was young.
What's the name of his best friend?
Starfish Patrick.
Okay. Who's his boss?
What? Squidward. Squidward's my favorite character.
Where does he work?
The Krusty Krab.
Okay.
Mr. Krab. His enemy is Plankton. Although I don't think he knows that Plankton's his enemy. Plankton knows that he's enemy. He's sort of friendly to Plankton. He's got a friend, the squirrel. I'm not sure what his squirrel friend's name is.
Okay, you better do a little work studying before you go.
Well, do you know the name of the squirrel friend?
I think her name is Sandy.
Candy?
Sandy. Where's Charles? He could look this stuff up for us.
He lives in Bikini Bottom.
Right. Who's his favorite superhero?
Oh, well, that slipped my mind for the moment, but I know what he looks like. He's got a kind of starfish on his face.
Mermaid Man.
He's Mermaid Man. Is that what he's called? I don't know.
I think that's what it was.
All right, but the thing is, like, the whole point is that I can look these things up when I get there, thanks to this thing called Google.
Okay, or isn't that gonna like kill the illusion for the kids?
Normally, it's just me and Jeff sitting there, and once in a while, somebody comes over, and some parent with their kids will come over and say, "Hey, look, kids, these people are drawing." And
okay,
the parent will be more interested than the kids.
Which Jeff?
Jeff Plotkin.
Oh.
Do you know Jeff?
I think I do.
No?
I think I know him.
Yeah.
I know so many people.
He's quite a regular at the museum.
No. Well, Andrew
might
might be there. Tell Andrew and Summerlee I say hello.
Yeah, Summerlee's usually there. I don't usually see Andrew. Summerlee more arranges these things.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here's a more complicated panel.
Well, you should have fun there. I wish I could attend, but I will be at the San Jose Super Toy Show at the Santa Clara County Fairgrounds.
No.
It's only today. It's the last show of the year. This is where you go if you want to do some serious Christmas shopping.
Ooh, time's been flying by today. Yeah, all right. Yeah, isn't it time for Dale's Retail Roundup?
I believe it is that time.
Okay.
Hang on.
Do we have the...
So we have the special picture.
I don't know if we do.
Wait, I can upload it now because I've got it on my computer. Hang on.
All right, why don't you go ahead and do that? Then we can
how do I do it? Okay.
have our roundup.
Well, okay. Well, I used to have like graphic pictures overlay. Okay, I'll put it in.
Yeah, they were from the Dickens Fair, which is going on right now. I've got to go to the Dickens Fair sometime.
There it is.
Sabrina's not looking forward to that. I like it.
The Dick
Spend a lot of money there.
I went one year, sort of dressed up, and they were having the Harley Davidson show in the other part of the Cow Palace, and they were saying, "Oh, look, there's the people from the Dick Fair." They thought they were so cool because they had Harley Davidsons, but I thought they were the ones being dicks. All right. Dale's Retail Roundup.
Oh, wow. It's actually time. Sorry, kids. I've completely given up buying things. I've embraced minimalism. Actually, no,
This is
actually,
unacceptable.
I am buying things. I can't remember if I showed you guys this, but I was at Half Price Books and I got this awesome old copy of Playboy cartoons, which I didn't get a chance to read because I accidentally left it up at Charles for like a month.
Yeah, I'm sorry if the pages are stuck together now.
It's awesome because it has some really old ink work by Shel Silverstein, who later went on to do children's books. So, God, how old is it?
That was the days when people like Shel Silverstein and Roald Dahl could work for Playboy and still be successful children's books authors. I don't think you're allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah,
Corporations don't like it.
It's because the internet. It's like too easy to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like back then, it was like either you knew him as the children's book writer or that kind of person. You weren't really aware that they were doing both.
Yeah.
All right, so let's instead talk about stuff that I got at the Fan Expo.
Woohoo!
And one of the people I always like to try to talk to is Mike Boheme. And Mike Boheme draws the underground comic Dope Cat. And he is embraced merchandising, so you can get some pretty cool enamel pins from him. I've got a bunch of them. And now he has the Stoner Buddies. And the Stoner Buddies, which I'm not the only one of this group has purchased, is a little stuffed dope cat, which you can actually open up with a zipper on the back and stick your weed in.
Is that what he's for? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's for. It's to put on. I'm not 100% sure that Mike realizes that it's legal now in California. But Dope Cat it's a fun underground comic. I don't know where you would buy it. He shows up in a lot of the cons.
I think he's in a lot of stores. Yeah, he's good. And yeah, he does a lot of small shows. Yeah, and it's very funny.
Yeah, here's an example of his artwork. I suggest checking it out. And as Chuck said, we ran into oh God, what's his name? I'm terrible with names. Nero Case.
Nero Case, yeah.
And he does Heavy Meadow. And I was able to pick up some books and zines from him and some pretty cool enamel.
I got a magnet from him.
And it's graffiti and Mark Baudet, Vaughn Baudet. It's in that school. So, but it's his own stories and it's his own style. I really recommend if you see him, pick up some of his work and read it.
And he's actually working with Mark Baudet.
Yeah, he's doing stuff with Mark. But I like it because it's non-standard, it's underground, but it's not the big nose school.
He was telling me how it was the first book to have all of its writing in bubble letters.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about that. It's okay. I mean, it's a great thing to try, but it's not my fave.
Yeah, he does quite a lot of cool. He does a lot of very sort of crazy experimental layouts, and he's organizing a convention that hopefully is going to happen like early next year down in Los Osos or San Luis Obispo kind of area.
Yeah, he mentioned he's going to be in San Luis, so
yes.
I have to keep an eye on that because San Luis is a fun town to visit.
Yeah, it's nice down there. That's one of my places I'd like to maybe live.
Yeah, I like Cheap Thrills Records, and in the same building, there's Nemo's Comics. And so if you're driving through San Luis, that's a great place to go. I can't remember the name of the other record store. It might be Boo Boo Records. And there's a great used bookstore. I think it's Phoenix Used Books. And then there's a toy store, Tom's Toys. I recommend that. But yeah, I picked up another zine of Heavy Meadow. It's not, there weren't that many zines there at the Fan Expo.
Not many people making original comics. Yeah,
there were people who were making comics, but they were spending the money to get them digitally offset. So just to see something that someone whipped out on their own printer. But
yeah, I didn't sell any zines at all. I think. I mean, I think I gave one away, but normally I sell like quite a few of those little Urfspace zines. So I was like, okay, that's not good. There's nobody buying any zines at all.
Now let's see what I have still here in the bag. Okay, there was a very lovely young sculptress, Mary Carlson, and she and I talked for a while. She's sculpting things in Sculpey and then doing silicon box molds and resin prints. And then she'll paint them. You know, it's the kind of stuff that you would see at Designer Con. She's doing her own. They call them toys, but they're little sculptures, and they're quite nice. And so I picked up this one from her.
I think it's sculptors nowadays are not sculptresses.
Whatever. And she did this wonderful little sculpture of a cat licking its butt. And unfortunately, she didn't paint the butthole of the cat. And I complained about that, and she said I was nuts. And
well, that's probably because in the movie Cats, they all had buttholes, and then they realized they had to take them out. So somebody was employed to erase all the buttholes.
But because I did buy the sculpture, she drew on the bag a cat and its butthole. So I was very flattered. She's based out of Burbank. It's Mari Carlson. I think she's, I guess her tag is Shreddin' the Mar. But look for her work. Because it's fun. And she's down in Burbank near Geeky Teas and Games, which is another store that we promote. Great store in Burbank that sells games and is a great place to go to play games like D&D. No. Okay, so I covered. Who else do I need to talk about? I actually did look at comics. And I did score some comics while I was at the Fan Expo. That was surprising. The comic book dealers, there must have been at least 6 or 8 of them with lots of long boxes. And they don't know what's going to sell at these things. So sometimes they'll bring some pretty odd things. For example, I found a Space Family Robinson Gold Key. I actually had this issue as a kid, and I got it for $5.
The Space Family Robinson.
Wait, hold it up again, Dale.
Isn't that Lost in Space?
No, it is not. It is a completely different thing.
It says Lost in Space on the front.
There's Lost in Space in it.
Yeah, well, you see, it's Space Family Robinson. Different characters, lots of fun, great artwork.
How is that not the same? Like they were the Swiss Family Robinson, and they were lost in space.
Okay. Kids, if you're listening to me, ignore those 2 idiots. Just, there have been collections of this by, shut up, by Dark Horse but they're out of print and they're very expensive. But if you're at a comic shop and you see one of these and it's inexpensive, pick it up. They're fun reads. Another one that I read as a kid was The Mighty Samson. I was really shocked about The Mighty Samson. This is about life in a post-nuclear war society. And I was, this is something you're a little kid, like 7 years old, and you find this on the spinner rack at 7-Eleven, and you're flipping through it and you go, oh man, the whole world's been destroyed by atomic war. I love this comic. I haven't read this one, but $5. And then quite surprisingly, I started looking at the long boxes as a goof because I never thought I would find it. I found a Space 1999 comic. The first one.
Did they ever make a second one?
Yeah, I think there was a handful of them, and there were two comics. One was a magazine-sized one that was all black and white, and then there was a color one by Charlton, and I adored this. So to add one to my collection, I was really happy. And this comic is older than Charles, and it was only $10. So I'm ecstatic.
Which one was
Charles?
I swear, going to be worth more in the future, though.
I will climb through the screen and kick your ass. Other things that I picked up. I ran into a new artist who had an amazing elevator pitch. Not that well, not a great setup for the booth, but the pitch, that's one of the things when you're at a show, you got to get someone to stop at your booth, and you only have a few moments to tell them what you're about, and hopefully they'll actually pick up the comic and get interested. So I ended up talking to a guy named Richard Fairgray. And I was really impressed by his elevator pitch, and I was really impressed by the art. It's not superhero or Sergio Aragona's, but I like the panel layouts, and some of these are semi-autobiographical, and at the back of them, he will show in some of these how he did the work, how he created the roughs and the thumbnails. I wish I could tell you right now more about what each story is, but I recommend that you look up Richard Fairgray, and richardfairgray.com. Now, be warned, some of this stuff is adult. So if you're a kid, get your parents' permission. That means you, Charles.
He's 23.
Yeah, you're not. Now, the other thing that both Charles and I saw at the show was this guy who was... Steampunk is kind of a dying genre, and I know I'm going to get complaints for that, but I don't see as much steampunk at conventions anymore. And Charles and I ran into an author who does steampunk novels. And I gotta warn you guys, I'm starting to run out of juice on the laptop in case we get disconnected.
Oh, we are at 3 minutes left.
3 minutes of show left, or 2 minutes now.
Okay. So when we buy these paperbacks, and the guy went all out, I mean, they would sell it to us in brown paper wrappers with twine, and wax seals. The guy was really pushing the illusion of this. And let me open one up so you can get the author's name. I haven't read it at all yet, but
you said there was a specific way to open it so you could put it back in and display it. Like, because when I was like right before I bought it, I was like, this is really cool, but like I wish there was some way I could display the book in the wrapping without opening. And he was like, oh, but I actually made it so you can put it back once you've opened it.
Yeah, he's using double-sided tape.
Yeah.
The problem is the paper is, oh god damn it. I'm gonna tear it all up if I keep going. Maybe you do it from the other side. I think he lied. He may have lied to us.
He got us.
Yeah. Well, we gave him the money, so yeah. I was. Maybe the name is on the poster. Hang on a minute.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, any special show-offs?
Yeah, we got to get to the Cartoon Art Museum.
No, you don't. I'm hoping the guy's name is on here. No, of course he didn't put his freaking name on it. Ugh.
Well, it's on the book.
Well, that'll have to wait till another show. We promise we will find this guy.
All right. Well, before we sign off, Dad, do you want to sort of zoom out and show off what you've done so far?
Okay, it's upside down. Wait, let me just quickly finish this character here.
You want me to show mine?
Yeah, you show yours.
Yeah,
first.
sure.
If I can figure out how. I haven't finished. I'm lazy.
Well, there you go. Oh, and he's gone.
Okay, well, bye, Dale. All right, I just did that. Okay, I can zoom out now. All right, didn't quite finish that. All right.
Oh, I think his laptop died. I think that's what happened.
All right, so I got okay, so there you go. I got this page, half of this page, and half of the other. So yeah, so it's a good 2 hours to ink a page, considering I was almost done on the other one, but I had to do a few panels there, so I don't know. But talking away, so getting distracted.
Yes, I'm sure if you have a nice, relaxed.
There's the previous page. So yeah, this first story is 5 pages. I cheated in there. All right. Oh wait. Okay, it's not centered. Hang on. How about that? There we go. Here's this page. I can show you the previous page probably. Let me open that up. Dale's trying to call me now. Dale, no, you're off the air. Sorry, you missed it. All right. Yes. Episode 1, Urfspace 5, Episode 1, Astro Kitty v Brattleship. There's the first page. I'm not 100% sure about all the colors and stuff on that. I think it's looking okay, but I'm going to have to do a little sort of tweaking and revising and going back over things. Like some of the stuff about Henrietta Queen keeps changing, like this hair thing. And like sometimes she's got a fur collar and sometimes she doesn't. I've got to figure that out too.
Well, all right. Thank you for joining us today on today's episode of the Chuck Whelan Show.
Urfspace Live.
Urfspace Live. And we will see you next week on the Urfspace Live.
Inshallah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll play the outro. Thanks for watching, live viewers and future viewers.
Yeah,
and our alien overlords, AI overlords, whoever's there in the future.
Yeah.
Here's a theme song for Chuck Whelan Showy. He asked me to write one, but I stole from David Bowie. Here's a theme song. Chuck Whelan is the best. We have lots of hosts, but we're running out of gas. Will you be our guest on? Will you be our guest on? Be on the Chuck Whelan Show. Whoa, 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 whoa.
If you're gonna have a show, you gotta have more guests, sweetie.